Welcome. In this video, we will discuss how to use year-end data to strengthen your business. The information contained here has been prepared by Civitas Strategies and is not intended to constitute legal, tax, or financial advice. The Civitas Strategies team has used reasonable efforts in collecting, preparing, and providing this information, but does not guarantee its accuracy, completeness, adequacy, or currency. The publication and distribution of this information are not intended to create, and receipt does not constitute, an attorney-client or any other advisory relationship. Reproduction of this information and recording of this content, including the use of AI, are expressly prohibited. Only non-commercial uses of this work are permitted. The end of the year is often a time when we reflect on the year which has passed. New Year's resolutions are commonly discussed in your personal life, but what about in your business affairs? In today's presentation, we will discuss why looking back at the past year can help you prepare for the future, steps you can take right now to prepare your business for next year, what you need to do moving forward. A yearly closeout process can mean more than finalizing figures and syncing up with your tax preparer. The close of a fiscal year is a great time to reflect on the past, present, and future of your business. Whether you are an operation of 1 or 500, you can use this time to properly close out your financial affairs from the past year and plan for the year ahead. You are the most knowledgeable person about your business, and while your experiences are still fresh, you can use both the financial data as well as your lived experience to prepare for the next year. Assessing the state of your operations from the past year can help you to develop a strategy for how you will approach the short-term and mid-term future of your business. While this might sound like a big task at first, going through the process one step at a time will help you to feel more confident as you make business decisions for the next year. Take some time to go through your past year to gather any information or lessons learned that can help you to strengthen your child care business in the future. This resource will help you take a look at your year-end assessment in terms of what happened last year, what you can do now, and what you will want to do in the coming year to be as strong and successful as possible. How did your business do financially last year? You might have a sense of how your child care business performed last year, but looking at the hard numbers is a great way to ground your thoughts and feelings in facts. If you did have a budget set up for the year, compare your predicted and actual revenue and expenses. Line by line, assess how your predictions for the year compared to actual performance. If you didn't maintain a budget last year, you can examine your cash flow through the year. Look at your bank account statements to see if you ended up ahead of where you started, and if you did, by how much. Consider if a budget would have been helpful, and if creating one now would be useful this time next year. Set aside some quiet time to look at your records and reflect on your year. Record your thoughts, either on paper or verbally. Answer these questions. Jot down notes on paper or use a device to record yourself verbally processing your thoughts. Were you profitable? Were there differences between actual and planned figures, or if you didn't have a budget, how much you wanted to or thought you would spend and how much you spent? If so, do you have a sense of how those differences impacted business operations last year? What are the implications for the differences in planned versus actual revenue and expenses for this coming year? Are there any long-term implications? How does your knowledge of last year's finances impact how you will consider adjusting planned amounts for this coming year? If your revenue came in lower than planned, what figure must you aim to earn next year so that your business can be profitable? If overspending occurred, what happened? Could any overspending have been avoided by planning or spacing out expenditures? What can you learn from this reflection to apply to how you plan and execute your finances next year? Are there any expenses that you would benefit from reducing for next year? Would such reductions help you to stay within the limits of actual earned income? Are there any other external changes that you know are coming that you need to account for as you look at next year's planning? Examples could include purposeful change in enrollment, loss or gain of external income due to changes in state funding or other sources, or change in schedule or programming that could bring in more or less income. Now, take a step back from the details and conclude this exercise by giving yourself a concise, big-picture summary to look back on in years to come. Think about these statements in relation to your child care business. Financially, this went well for my business last year. Financially, this did not go well for my business last year. As I engaged in this exercise, I was most surprised by. Financially, if my business ran exactly as I wanted it to, my numbers would be different in this way. I want to take these steps to make my numbers more closely reflect where I want my business to be. Congratulations! You not only have performed a year-end review, but you have laid the foundation for a short-term and mid-term strategy for your business. Before we take tangible steps on those ideas, however, let's focus on the present and make sure we wrap up the prior year properly. There are some easy steps you can take to ensure your childcare business is on stable footing as it starts its new fiscal year. First, back up your computer files. If your devices were to stop working tomorrow, would you have other up-to-date copies of all your files? This is imperative. You can use a cloud storage drive or an external hard drive. Backing up your files onto a cloud storage drive is the most common and efficient option. If you are comfortable with technology, external drives are an alternative to non-tangible, web-based storage. We recommend storing the external hard drive in a safe place, ideally in a fireproof safe. Next, make sure your financial documents are in order. As you back up your files, make sure you have all the documents you or your preparer will need to file this year's taxes. If you hire staff who file taxes as 1099 contractors, you will need to review the services they provided throughout the year and how much you paid them so that you can prepare the paperwork they need to file their taxes. Ensure you verify the individual's full legal name, current address, and taxpayer identification number (TIN). Then, prepare for tax season. Businesses must fill out a Form 1099, usually a 1099 NEC, for independent contractors for whom they paid more than $600 over the course of the calendar year. If you paid an independent contractor less than $600 within the calendar year, you do not need to provide them with the Form 1099. You must fill out 2 copies of Form 1099 for your 1099 contracted staff. The IRS designates a 1099 Copy A and a 1099 Copy B. Copy A and Copy B require the same information. Copy A is sent to the IRS and Copy B is sent to the contracted employee. Ensure you calculate which percentage of your home is used for business so that you can claim your maximum allowed deduction using your time-space percentage. Understanding the key factors that influence your program's financial health is essential. You can build a strong financial foundation by making sure your rates are competitive while supporting your bottom line, expenses are accurately tracked, enrollment is balanced with demand, and you take advantage of every revenue stream. By monitoring these areas closely, you can strengthen your planning and support the financial sustainability of your business. Step 1. Budgeting. Create a monthly budget if you don't have one, and keep it updated if you do. Step 2. Cash flow. Develop a cash flow forecast so you can understand and project how much money you will take in and expend each month. Step 3. Contingency plan. Build a safety net into your budget to prepare for emergencies. Step 4. Get involved. If you haven't been involved in the budgeting process, start now. And Step 5. Increasing revenue. Look at ways to boost your enrollment so you can increase your revenue. Enrolling more children directly improves the long-term sustainability of your business. Here are some tangible steps you can take to market your business and increase enrollment. Ask your staff and current families for referrals. New families are most likely to trust the opinions of other families and friends. Consider offering a small gift or public kudos for families who successfully refer your business and families who enroll because of a referral. Develop or expand upon your social media and web presence. Families use the web and social media as a key resource. Use these spots to emphasize what makes your operation unique and why families should send their children to be in your care. Connect with other providers, especially those who might retire or close their business. Networking with other child care providers can benefit the whole community, including your clients and your operation. Knowing what other providers are doing makes you aware of what marketing strategies are working. Understanding what other providers are offering helps you understand what makes your offerings unique. Staffing has presented a major challenge for child care providers. Attracting and retaining staff can be difficult, but necessary to grow your business. Here are some steps you can take to attract new employees and keep your current staff satisfied. Consider adding benefits for employees or offering temporary pay increases or bonuses. Create a culture where employees feel valued and appreciated. Reduce stress for your employees whenever possible. Make sure they know they can take time off from work when needed. Show gratitude for your employees and encourage your staff to congratulate and thank one another. What lies ahead for the year is unknown, but you do not need to be uncertain when it comes to your business planning. You have the tools at your fingertips to navigate ambiguous circumstances and to come out of this uncertain time with exponentially more business savvy than when you entered it. Additional resources for early care and education can be found at the Wisconsin Early Childhood Association or WECA website. If you are not a member of the Wisconsin Early Education Shared Services Network, visit their website to learn more about business training and the support it offers.